Welcome everyone to the Gamer Headlines Show. Gamer Headlines is weekly entertainment podcast. This is episode 69. I'm one of your co-hosts, Adnan Riaz. As always, I'm joined by my other co-host, Chris Cortez.
69, eh? Curtains closed.
And the episode closes there. It's a scream, baby.
It's a scream. That's we'll just use that audio clip. We need to really do this one day. Just have a show. We're like we're not feeling it.
We'll have to talk to Wes Craven's partners and everything else. See if we can get the rights. If we can get the rights to that.
Dude, I seriously I forget that Wes Craven's dead like a lot, man. Like
it's depressing.
Yeah, man. Like I'll forget it. I'll be like, holy shit, he's fucking dead. Like we did a whole news piece on it not too long ago, but
yeah.
Anyway, well, guys, we have a very interesting show this week. We're testing out some new waters, and it's pretty cool. So we're actually going to be skipping Talk Nerdy to Me this week, and we're just going to be diving right into the news, because number one, we have a lot of news that's going on, as well as we have a guest on the show for a few of the news entries, which we'll get to later as the show progresses. So yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into the news, dude. We got a lot to cover. I think you have this. Yeah, start us off, dude.
Good big news. So The Division is enjoying the highest day one sales in Ubisoft's history. Ubisoft says the new game has sold more copies in the first 24 hours than any other game in its 30-year history.
Wow.
The company stopped short of providing actual sales numbers, though. CEO Yves Guillemot says, quote, "The launch of The Division is a tremendous achievement for Ubisoft and demonstrates our unrivaled capacity to create fantastic new game brands and transform them into entertainment blockbusters," end quote. And yeah, so The Division launched on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I almost feel like they should have been like, the launch of The Division has, taken away a lot of anxiety we've had, because we really thought we were fucked back there. But
exactly,
awesome.
And you remember those first 2 hours when the servers went down and no one could access it? Well, we've forgotten about those.
Yeah, right? Like, let's look at how much money we've made, because that's what we really care about. That's crazy, though, man. 30-year history, damn. It's nuts.
Yeah, not surprising, because Watch Dogs is the same kind of capacity, and they're very good at marketing to people, regardless of how bad the game is eventually.
That's
I'm
true.
not saying the game is bad, because I haven't played it, but I've heard people have been finishing it in 15 hours, and kind of like how big in the scale it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It seems to not really be delivering in what people wanted. But yeah, I'm not surprised, though. It's a big part. Obviously, it's the start of a new IP. They'll continue this again. I think maybe Division 2, if there is one, there'll probably be single-player campaigns. I think despite it being a massive MMO as it is, and like some people just aren't catered to that, because the sales might even be bigger if I had a single player. Yeah, me as well, because I really want a single player, because I do like playing online, but I do want to kind of like withdraw and play a single player campaign if I need to, or
and
do
plus,
something else.
Yeah, and plus, like in the 10 years from now, when the servers are probably going to be shut down, that disc is going to be worthless,
useless.
Yeah, it's just going to be like, what can I could frisbee. That's kind of cool.
The other thing is the game benefited from not having reviews, so no negative comments have come out on it, because the embargo was lifted on the day the Division was released and the servers went live. So then reviews are now still. I've genuinely not read an actual review of this title yet.
No, yeah, because you're
kind
right.
of says everything, because you have to kind of just play it as it is.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, some reviewers don't even review a game that has a multiplayer portion, because they want to like wait until the servers are up. Like, I've seen a couple of, I can't think of any at the top of my head, but
there's quite a few review in progress. The same with GameSpot.
Exactly. Yeah.
It depends, because obviously the multiplayer is a big part of the component. If it's huge on this, it should be taken into account as well when the server's down.
Yeah.
Because that's the big problem with the game. Just seeing it as the fact that if the servers go down, you can't play the game.
Yeah.
And you just got like an obsolete game disc with you.
Well, the box is really nice. Like that's the box is crisp, and the artwork is nice. The disc is very pliable. But yeah, so that's great for Ubisoft. Time will tell on how exactly this game does in the wild. But all right, dude. I guess we'll move on to our next part.
So, Shadow Moses project, which brought together Metal Gear Solid fans interested in remaking Metal Gear Solid with modern visuals, is no more. So in a posting on the project's Facebook page, the team wrote the following, quote, "Hi guys, we have an important announcement to make today. We have to cancel Shadow Moses project for reasons beyond our control. We would like to thank everyone for their tremendous support we've received. The Shadow Moses team. End quote. So yeah, basically this just kind of context behind it. This was a fan project that
Right.
started ages ago. They're using Unreal Engine 4 to remake the first Metal Gear Solid game. To be honest, I'm not surprised this has happened. There's not much to really say about it. Obviously, Konami shut down the
Yeah.
project
Yeah.
and in every right to do so as well because it's their IP and they control it. This isn't the first project that's been cancelled by Konami because they cancelled that Metal Gear
Metal
1
Gear.
remake
Yeah.
with David Hayter voicing
Which
Snake in that.
that would have been kind of cool though. Like I
It
would
would
have
have been
downloaded that. Yeah.
definitely would have been cool, but in every kind of jurisdiction, Konami is in the right place to cancel projects like that because it is their IP and it belongs to them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And to be honest, the worst thing that these guys did was the fact that they gave it so much exposure, this game, to the media, and then Konami picked it up. Because had they just
Exactly.
had they just been quiet about it and made it, and then released it, then Konami can't do anything about it. They can just say pull the project down, but then other people can just kind of like illegally pass it to each other if need be.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's kind of
but
it's easy, right, to get pissed at Konami because they've been making a lot of like a lot of shitty things lately, but like you're right, at the end of the day, regardless of the company's background or recent things they've been doing, like yeah, it's their right to do it. It sucks when this happens though. It's kind of like with Star Wars, the fan films. If you notice, there really hasn't been a whole lot of fan film
mhm,
things for a few years, and that's because ever since Disney took over, it's been kind of a bit on the quiet side. But they haven't straight up said, "Hey, we're not going to allow you to do that anymore." But we'll see how long it lasts. That
yeah.
$2 billion. They don't want
Mhm.
people sapping that away. Um, but yeah, no, I mean it sucks. That really blows for the people. But maybe one day we'll see a cooler project. We keep getting these awesome projects. Maybe someday a cool Metal Gear fan project will get done. All right. Well, moving on to our next piece of gaming news. So this is an interesting little piece that happened in regards to Uncharted 4 and some voice acting stuff. Well, basically, the Uncharted 4 beta happened last weekend at the time of this recording, and the character Harry Flynn, who was the main villain in Uncharted 2, is a multiplayer character in the game. But a lot of gamers were noticing that the voice heard in the beta was not the same from the original voice actor, Steve Valentine. So basically, Steve Valentine took to Twitter to explain what happened. So this is all, tweet replies that Steve Valentine made. So he said, quote, "Many asked, so since the beta, no one's approached regarding Uncharted 4. Not gonna happen, chaps, but can't tell you how grateful I am for the love. It would be easy to discuss the realities of the voiceover business and point fingers and complain, but it doesn't get actors anywhere. Acting and voice acting is a tricky business, private business that shouldn't be discussed on forums by execs. Very disappointed tonight. I'll say this. This is my business. It's how I support my family, my kids, etc. Worked my entire life at it. Some execs don't respect that. It takes a lot of skilled people to put a game together. I respect every single one of them. Sadly, it's not reciprocal. Actors have a history of being offered take it or leave it, and as much as I love the work, I had to leave it over a year ago. It's a shame that private talks didn't stay private, but the fans deserve to know. I would have loved to do it. It really comes down to how much fans care about who is in their games. If they buy and play no matter what, will always be interchangeable. Don't want to discuss this so publicly, but there you go. If it's okay with you guys, I'll leave it at that." End quote. So that's what Steve Valentine said. And then basically, the Naughty Dog community strategist, Arnie Mayer, responded to that. And he said, quote, "I don't have great news, so I just wanted to be upfront about the voice acting decision process. Looking into it, we did contact the original voice actors for the characters when we were looking to cast and record voiceovers for the multiplayer characters in order to have them reprise his roles. This includes Harry Flynn. This was our priority, and we proceeded to try to do that across the board. I can't speak to why anyone would feel otherwise. In this case, we made the best effort to make it work, but ultimately we couldn't strike a deal that both sides were satisfied with. Sometimes that happens in this industry, among many others." So that's pretty much, all the stuff that
Mhm.
happened. So it's been a bit of drama. I mean, ultimately, when it comes to a multiplayer portion where all you're doing is saying stuff like "Get him, Drake," or like "Go get him, yeah," like that's really all you're doing. So I guess it sucks that they had to give that offer, but I'm wondering why the hell they couldn't come to an agreement. You would think the voice actor would understand it's very light work, right?
Mhm. Yeah, definitely.
Like it's kind of weird.
It's a weird business as it is, and just like kind of like all those. But it's the same. This kind of like example is the same with David Hayter and everything else that happened, and like kind of the hounding that he got from people, and like it was
Right.
just going on and on and on, and like as you said, like saying something publicly just probably makes him in a worse position
Yeah.
to be recruited by another employer or be recruited by another company. It's just better to be humble, just eat your humble pie and then just move on with it.
Yeah.
And kind of like his statement was perfect, like down to a T. It was like exactly what he said.
Yeah. No, he was real cool about it, but I mean, well, it's a bummer. It's always cool to have like the people come back, but I know it's kind of a dick thing to say, but at the same time it's like it's not like we're really gonna, miss like the key voice actor grunting or something like that. But that's, how the business is, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, you never know.
Yeah. But I guess moving
Well,
on to bigger news, right?
indeed, bigger news. So the coalition has finally come out and revealed more details on Gears of War 4 since its unveiling at Microsoft's E3 press conference. So, as part of Game Informer's April coverage on the title, Coalition has finally revealed the actors that have been procured to play Gears of War 4's babyface cast. JD, who was introduced alongside Kate during Gears of War 4's debut at Microsoft's 2015 E3 press conference, is none other than the son of Marcus Phoenix, the main
Whoa.
protagonist of Gears of War 1, 2, and 3. So JD Phoenix is being played by Spartacus War of the Damned actor Liam McIntyre.
Mi-
McIntyre. Well,
yeah.
yeah. While the role of Kate Diaz is being performed by Uncharted 4: Thief's End and Tales from the Borderland actor Laura Bailey, as we all know. So the exclusive story also reveals a new character in Gears of War 4 called Delmont Del Walker, who's described as an ex-COG soldier and close friend of main protagonist JD. Our own Battlefield Hardline alumni Eugene Beard has been picked by the Coalition to assume the role of Del.
Wow.
In addition to that, so basically they released mini biographies for each character. I'll walk you through them. So JD Phoenix, his biography says, JD's an idealist who ran away from home at a young age to join the COG military, only to go AWOL after a classified incident that players will learn more about during the game. Laura Bailey's character, Kate Diaz, it says Kate was born and raised outside of the walled city-states protecting most of humanity. Her parents were leaders of this group of outsiders, but her father tragically died years ago. Kate isn't familiar with how the COG works, but she is a capable survivalist who forms a quick friendship with JD. And Dell's biography says Dell was an orphan who became friends with JD at boarding school. When JD ran off to join the army, Dell follows his lead. Unfortunately, Dell was also involved with a classified incident that still sent both of them running into the wilds of Syrah, seeking refuge among the outsiders. Still, Dell remains deeply loyal to JD.
Dude, when the he ran away from home classified incident, and it's like Marcus like, go to your room, you're nothing like Dom. Like, no,
Dom.
screw you, Dad, no one understands me.
Yeah.
Like, that's the incident that happened.
So, just quickly finishing off as well. So, with a new cast in place for Gears of War 4, the title takes place 25 years after the events of Epic Games' Gears of War 3. According to Ferguson, the narrative of Gears of War 4 takes place, quote, one night in the woods, end quote, meaning that the whole story is told over the course of 24 hours. So, that's the first slab of news that we got about Gears of War 4.
Oh, man. I'm excited, dude.
I am very excited. Like, this is the first, like, as I said, like a huge news that we got from Gears of War 4 because it's been very quiet since the E3 reveal.
Yeah.
Very, very happy with Laura Bailey being in this game. Like, she's just wonderful in every fucking way possible. I like JD Phoenix. I saw Chris. I was like, I didn't realize it would be Marcus Phoenix's son because I thought JD was the abbreviation of his first name and his last name.
Yeah.
So I never assumed that he actually had his last name, but alas, it is JD Phoenix.
JD, he could have been John Dom, for all we knew.
John Dom.
John Dom.
That was accidental when he's writing down on his birth certificate. He just said Dom.
Dom.
came through on the piece of paper.
Yeah, he's like
Um,
John Dom
you
Phoenix.
never know; it might actually be his middle name. Might
That'd
be
be
Dominic
cool. That'd be really
because
cool, man.
yeah, because it is Dominic Santiago. Yeah, I think it.
Yeah.
Well, there's one mystery solved.
Dom.
um, so and then we got Delman as well, who's a cool character.
Yeah.
All babyface cast, all really cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see the other cast be older. It's gonna be a Mortal Kombat X type of scenario where we have
It's
the youthful cast coming with the
yeah.
old,
It's
sending it to a new series. But
yeah, yeah, dude. No, I was gonna say it's a great idea because you have the Gears trilogy, which told Marcus. That's for those of you listening. That's Adam and I's Scream reference. Like we love that. But you had the first one that kind of told the story. Well, no, it told the story of Marcus Phoenix and his squad and shit. And it was a great trilogy. It was a great like trilogy that like told the story and stuff. So when they said Gears 4, like I was scratching my head thinking like, what the fuck is that going to be about? Because the three games really took the story somewhere and told it so well. I think this is brilliant. 25 years later, like that's a big amount of space to see what's happened. And now it's the next generation. It's like you said, it's like Mortal Kombat X. It's like Force Awakens. It's like all these things that people are doing now where they're setting the story way in the future. It's the next generation. We're getting to see the story continue through fresh eyes. I love the idea, man. I think the Coalition is on track. I really hope this becomes another, like I hope Gears 5 and Gears 6, they continue and they just keep them numerical, no like, Gears Judgment or anything like that.
yeah,
I think it's fantastic. When I first read this news, dude, I thought like this is like I think you even told me like Aaron Greenberg had said like the series is in good hands and like it
yeah,
so is, man. I mean, the Coalition is on track. I mean, it's scheduled to come out this fall?
it's coming out in the holiday.
Yeah, in the holiday. I hope it does, man. I hope there's no like last
Oh, actually,
minute
no, I think it's the
delays.
fall. Sorry, I think they moved it forward from the. It is the fall 2016.
Oh, that's
It
great.
was originally holiday 2016, but they moved it forward.
That's great. So probably like October or something, if I had to
Yeah,
guess. Yeah, that'd be
yeah,
great.
definitely. I'm really excited for it. The Coalition. Like Rod Ferguson knows where to go, and like the vibe is just Gears of War 1,
Yeah,
down to a T, and it's a really big. It's really big for the game, and just like in general, like moving the series forward after everything that happened with Judgment, and kind of like almost like leaving Gears of War in limbo like state because of that game. But yeah, like huge potential. I love everything I'm reading about it. I love how the story is being told, everything else, and I'm really, really, very, very excited because will be participating in the spring beta, which you'll probably be able to find me running around with, being a crazy, crazy man.
also, Laura Bailey, fucking class actor, man. She's been in like everything. I recently found out she was Kid Trunks on DBZ. I did not know that.
Yeah, yeah, she's a
So great.
massive. Her fucking entire filmography and everything else is just expansive.
Yeah, she's awesome, and so they have a great it's a great team, man. It's a great like voice acting team. Really interesting looking characters. I like how different designing they are. Like they're not just like these big bulky muscular men like in the original trilogy. They all have their own like unique look. It's gonna be great, man. The Coalition is definitely taking the series in a really great direction, and yeah, it's gonna be really cool. Plus, don't they have every diversity covered?
Well, they'll get that.
Yeah, like we'll see. We'll see where they gotta cover a couple more. Maybe Kim had a son we didn't know about, so we can get the Asian community and
Fucking
Dom.
Kim. I
Dom,
wish
didn't he?
Kim does have a son though. I do love Kim and his bald head.
Oh, he was great. And dude, he's voiced by Kaz, so it's like
Because
get
exactly.
that open. He's Asian Kaz. That's all he is. Like, get that open now, soldier. That's my cause.
Well,
Anyway,
he Cars before Cars, wasn't he?
yeah,
Used to watch
actually,
much.
shit, you're right. Kim was
Saying that, saying
yeah.
that McDonald Miller was in the game before. Oh no, we'll say McDonald Miller came first though.
McDonald, yeah. This is McDonald Miller. As voiced by Cam Clark. But dude, phenomenal. I look forward to it. It's a great piece of it's a big chunk of a slice of a delicious sounding cake, and I can't wait till the
Yeah.
rest of the cake comes out this fall so we could dive into that. Hopefully at E3 we'll get more news. I'm assuming that's where this is gonna be their big game. It has to be their big title for the year for the holiday. Like they always have that. But
Definitely.
cool. Well, dude, why don't you take us to our next piece of gaming news?
So our next piece is a rumor. It comes in as and it says it looks as though GTA 5 fans are finally going to get their wish for some GTA 5 story DLC. So young Melee, the voice actor of Carl Johnson from GTA San Andreas, leaked the news on Instagram. Melee posted a picture of his San Andreas character and GTA 5's Franklin side by side on top of a picture of the two voice actors when they met in person. But the most interesting part of the post came in the description, which was captioned, quote, hashtag CJ, hashtag Franklin, hashtag GTA DLC question mark, hashtag shh, end quote. So pretty soon, Melee realized what he had done and took down the original post and replaced it with another one. This time, the word DLC was omitted from the actual quote, but his mistake was obviously noticed by this point, and everyone in the comment section was asking, "Why did you remove the DLC?"
Yeah,
That's about it for the story. Like again, it is pure rumor.
right.
Um, as it is, like it's a rumor. I can't really say much about it. Like in the sense that I can't like maybe it was just a mistake. He did say GTA DLC question mark, which suggests
Right.
that he wants it to happen.
Yeah.
But more in the sense of GTA 5 news, a lot of people have been waiting for GTA 5 DLC in terms of single player because
Yeah.
GTA Online has been getting absolutely bombarded with loads of updates and everything else. But this is the GTA game that's missing DLC in the single player, especially with GTA 4 having Lost and Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a surprise that they're not really gone down that road yet.
It was bizarre because I remember the studio, or not the studio, but like someone at Rockstar was like, "Oh, absolutely, we're totally gonna do some DLC and stuff." And really, they've just been supporting Grand Theft Auto Online, which, to be quite honest, I don't care for. I gave it a shot; it's just not my thing.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not. It wasn't my cup of tea either.
Yeah.
So
So I'm in I'm kind of in the crowd of like I would love DLC. I mean that dude, that's in my GTA 5 is in my top 5 favorite video games of all time. That game was phenomenal. And it
it
was
was very
like
good.
dude, it was like one of the I mean I bought it when it got re-released on PS4 and I own it on PS3 of course. It was great, man. It was an achievement in like, gaming, like the amount of things you could do with no loading and it's phenomenal. But I would love to see more. I would love to see more from these guys, yeah. But on the flip side, yeah, it could be that maybe he's like, wouldn't it be cool if we did do DLC? And like it could be all bullshit. But the shh part kind of makes me feel like he's like, I'm letting you know something, shh, that kind of thing. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.